of this department.
I am Mrs. Sujata, working in Department of Computer Applications.
Hello everyone, this is Geeta, a faculty from this purposeful professional department of this prestigious institution.
Good evening to all. We welcome you back to this FDP program. Participants, kindly mute your audio and turn off your video during the sessions. Join the webinar meeting in your name. Replace your mobile device name and mail ID name by your name. If you have any questions during the sessions, please post it in chat window during the webinar session. On your behalf, moderator will raise your questions to the resource person. Whenever you experience any connection problem, kindly click the link or use the meeting ID and password to enter into the webinar room. At the end of the session, kindly submit your feedback immediately, which is mandatory for e-certificate generation. Please be aware of not annotating anything on the screen. Dear participants, kindly enter your name followed by the college name designation in the chat box.
Ma'am.
Sir?
Yeah. Glad evening to all. Welcome back to day 4 of this FTP, organized by the Department of Computer Applications, St. Xavier's College, Palayankotai. Let me start with a quote. Accessibility is not a feature. It's a social trend. Digital accessibility is the process of making digital products such as websites, mobile applications, or electronic documents accessible to a wide range of users, including those who have visual, physical, or thinking disabilities. There is a saying that abled does not mean enabled, disabled does not mean less abled. It's true. Any physical challenge can be occupied by confidence and determination. Steve Wonder has said, we needed to make every single thing accessible to every single person with a disability. The visually challenged people are able to access digital world using electronic braille, screen readers, and speech recognition softwares. There are many innovations emerging in the field of accessibility technology or assistive technology. Last year, in 2019, Google introduced many new visual accessibility features in screen readers, and Amazon introduced a new feature, Show and Tell, in the digital home assistant for the blind users. Today's session will be an eye-opening for us to explore more about the advancements in digital accessibility technology. To throw lights on this, we have Mr. Michael Bakiraj from Bangalore amidst us. At this moment, I register my thanks to him for accepting my invitation for being the resource person. Warm welcome to Mr. Michael. Now over to Professor Gita. She will introduce the resource person and be the moderator. Please, ma'am. I think ma'am has some network issue. Yeah, I can continue. Now, Mr. Michael is the manager of Experience Technology Bangalore. I feel happy in stating that he is an alumnus of our college and always stays in touch for campus recruitments and enriching students through his visits. He has gained experience in the companies like Target Corporation India Limited, Bangalore, Capgemini Consultant India Private Limited, Bangalore, ChangeBond Technologies, Chennai, and iCraft Technologies, Chennai. He has proven his technical and leadership skills in a career spanning over 13 years. She has rich experience in front-end technology. He is very skillful in project coordination and delivery, creating UI architecture, web analytics, accessibility, cross-browser, and UI debugging and development. He is proficient with Ajax, JSON, AngularJS, React.js, Node.js, Bootstrap, Jasmine, Fiddler, Joomla 1.5, Smarty, Travel API, and so on. We have a right technocrat to talk about this topic, digital accessibility for tech blind. Sir, with full of gaiety, I bid you a genial welcome. We are curious to listen you. Now the session is yours, sir. Please.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really happy to be here. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen. Is it so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Visible.
Okay, fine. It's a right forum to talk about accessibility. Okay, so I'm really happy to be here. So great evening to everyone. Thanks for having me here. So digital accessibility. Before going to the digital accessibility, Sir covered almost introduction about. Okay, so let me quickly introduce about myself. So currently I'm leading front-end technologist around 30-40 engineers, and I'm the architect manager experience technology currently working in Publicis Sapient. It's a service-based company. So around more than 10,000 people are working here. So I have 13 years of experience, and moreover, I touched all the corner of the front-end technologies and full life cycle of technologies. So before I like to start this session, I like to 2 points which help me in career to grow. Okay, strength. So my point of view, I used to follow the same formula in my career, entire career. Strength. In my opinion, strength is talent into investment. So talent might be God given, but investment is very important part. Assume you are scoring you in your talent you are 100 and investment is 0, so your strength is 0. So investment is nothing but your effort, your hard work, your energy, your initiatives, whatever you are doing or whatever you are trying to improve yourself, what are the things you are upskilling yourselves, those things are coming under investment. So talent alone won't help you, but investment in across all the areas will help you. So this is the one thing I strictly followed, and it's helped me a lot in my career. So the next one is comfort zone. So I used to see many people, they draw the boundary in a small boundary and they are living in that circle. But we need to break your comfort zone. You need to come out from the comfort zone so that you can see the miracle. You can see the magic happens in your life. See, my dear friends, I like to tell, right? I always love to break the comfort zone. Normally, we used to give the presentation in company level. We used to follow some formal PPT. So just when sir asked, okay, let me try some fancy PPT. Okay, so how it's going to be? And I had a lot of videos. I never did it before that. But I need to break that comfort zone. I know, formal PPT helps me a lot, but I need to break that comfort zone. Today, completely fancy PPT I have prepared for you. So with this introduction, so I like to share the agenda. Today, I'm going to talk about A11Y everywhere, A11Y in digital, and open needs in IT. So open needs in IT might be irrelevant to little bit irrelevant to this session, but I knew most of the audience are from faculty and students, so that may help you also. So that I added. So what is A11Y? A11Y is nothing but accessibility only. So in IT term, what people used to do, accessibility is 13 character, ACCL. If you count, it will come 13 character. So first character is A, last character is Y, in mid 11 characters are there. That's why we call it as A11Y. A11Y is nothing but accessibility. It's a short form. If you go for interlation, it is a 20 character, but people used to tell I18N. So this is a short term we used to follow in the IT industry. So hereafter, I'm going to call accessibility means A11Y only. Okay. So accessibility. So before going to this further, so I like to tell you one thing. If you have any doubt, please raise your hands. I like to discuss more on that. I like to, just throw your thought process. We can discuss because I have great experience in accessibility. I have full confidence I can solve your problems. I can help you out, and I can at least create some curiosity towards accessibility. That is the only intention I came here today. So accessibility is everywhere. Okay, accessibility is not new. As sir gave the introduction, so almost he touched most of the areas. So accessibility is everywhere. Day-to-day life, we are seeing accessibility. Do you know that? Let me share a few images. You may recollect it, why it is. Okay, the first one is everybody knows it, right? Okay, it's a Ruby note. Can you tell me why these line, the corner, right? I marked as red, right? Why these lines are written in repeat note? Anybody? Can you raise your hands and answer me? What is the purpose of this line? Any answer? I love to
Are
discuss more.
visually challenged people. One answer in the
Exactly.
chat
It's for a
box. Yeah, for
visualization.
visually challenged people. One answer
Okay.
in the chat box.
You are lovely. Yeah.
Blind
Yes.
can aware. The second answer. For blind people to touch and recognize value.
Exactly. Exactly. That's enough, sir. Thank you so much for all your
Yeah, thank you.
response. Yeah, exactly. The blind people, they touch it, they feel it, and they'll sense it. Okay, whether it's a 2000 rupee or it's a 500 rupee, they can recognize. Okay, so the next one is, if you see, staff only restroom. Okay, we can read this one. But in the bottom, small dots are there. People used to call Braille dots. Why? What is the purpose of this dot? Accessibility people, which means the blind people, not only blind people, they are disabled people. So the main purpose of accessibility is disability to access ability. Okay, if you split the word, accessibility, access plus ability, disability, dis plus ability. So disability to accessibility. So here, this screen reader user, they can touch and they read it, staff only restroom. Okay, you may have doubt why I need to attend this particular session, why these guys are talking, what this guy is talking about it, why I need to worry about these accessibility and blind people things and all. Yes, we need to worry, because this is for, this is very important for technologists. We are here, we are technologist people, we are learning computer applications, we are learning software development, we are the people to help these blind people. So this session is going to how we are, as a technologist, as a software developer, as a computer student, how I'm going to help the visually challenged people. That's the reason I'm here. So these accessibility people, screen reader user, they can touch and they'll sense it. It is staff only restroom. So how they'll do it? Like touch like this. So they'll go and touch that one. It's not, I'm not telling something new in the world. Okay, everywhere you can see, if you go to mall or anywhere, big places, you can see this one. So you can touch this. These dots are called Braille dot. Okay, so this is not in India, but outside India, cool drinks. Okay, how to open that one? There also they used to use that Braille dots. Through the dots, they can understand what it is. In accessibility road, okay, blind people, they have a stick. They know if dots means it's a junction, and if it is a straight line means we can walk. They clearly you follow this one, and they'll reach the destination. Trust me, guys. In my previous company, which is Target Corporation, is very important for accessibility. They used to give more preference to accessibility. Blind people, blind team members, they used to travel from USA to Bangalore, and they reach out the office correctly. In office and all, right, we used to interact with them more, but they are blind people. They have all the smart devices, they have all the assistive technologies. They are so smart. We may make a mistake, those people never make mistake, my dear friends. So I really happy to interact with those people. That gives me more confidence and more encouragement for us. So in India, you may seen, right, people used to do that alteration in the bike or the cycle. So these are all the tools. People are altering, and they are making it convenient for them, right? So that's what. Yeah, these are a few examples I showed. Similarly, you may recollect a lot. At least these slides will help you to recollect. Next time you see somewhere or something, yeah, this is for accessibility people. This is for disability people, right? So that's why I shared these few images. Yeah, a lot more. You can go through your own, and you can learn a lot around it. Okay, now that's fine. Now let me, it's a technology world, it's a digital world. So how we can make those changes in our technology? All right. So how do you make digital accessibility? How do you make web accessibility? Right. So in technology side, what are things we need to take care of, right? That's what I'm going to talk about next. So accessibility in digital. So what is web accessibility? Already Dr. Nathan sir covered some of the key areas. What is accessibility? Accessibility is very simple. How the blind people or disabled people reading the web content. That's it. How the blind people reading the web content are using the website. That's it. That simple it is. But here, two parties, right? I mentioned that one. The people with disability can use the web. That's it. Very simple. But two parties are getting involved here. One is end user. End user is nothing but they are disabled people, screen reader user. And the second one is dev user, which means the software developers, software engineers. So how these two people are connecting is the topic today. So dev user is nothing but content designer, content writer, software developer, web content designer. So these kind of people. So how they are designing their application in style guides, in visual, or in coding part, or user interactivity, or content. How convenient these contents are for those people, right? That's what all about accessibility. So why we need web accessibility? Okay, anyway, we are working on, we are a developer, we are doing the coding, and we are learning all the new things. Why I need to bother about accessibility? The first most thing is humanity, right? Those people are disabled, yes, I agree. At the same time, they are also same human being. They have the same feeling what we have. We are seeing the beautiful world. They can't, but we need to help them, right? That's our responsibility. We are not made for making money or a luxurious life. We need to take care of our community. We need to take care of the society. That is very, very important responsibility. Today I'm proud. I know I'm in the good position in our IT company, but all my professors are in the same meeting. They helped me to reach here. But this is my responsibility, my humble responsibility. I need to take my society, I need to take my community. The similar passion, we need to take care of the disabled people also. That's why accessibility is important. So next one is economic opportunity. Yes, everything is money. Companies are they are working towards the profit. They want to expand their branches, right? Money is important, profit is important. But in UK, most of the retail, right, online retailers, they lost up to 11.75 million due to lack of accessibility. My dear friends, in current world, 15% of people has some kind of disability. Might be blind, might be deaf, might be partially blind, or anything, whatever you see. Even we are very good, but we are good, but still some situation. If we made accident, okay, at least 10 days we are disabled. So those time, how I'm going to access my websites, right? So temporary disability also there. Reached people. So many kind of accessible disabled people are there. So around the world, 15%. In USA, it is more than 20%. In USA, more than 20% people are disabled, that has the disabilities. And legal, it is not in India. If you go for America or Canada or European countries and many more countries, it is illegal. It's their rights. If you are not, if your application is not support accessibility, gone. It's a criminal act. They have the particular law section. I like to share some of the great incident in our career, right? My company. So I used to show you that particular website for the demo section. This website, right? Before launching 15 days, the legal team. This is a multi-language site. So we used to launch this site for USA also, USA region also. So USA, we need to certify the accessibility. How they used to certify the accessibility? It's a legal issue, right? There is a legal authority. It's a third party. We need to get the approval from them. So they will review all our website content. They will check all the flexibility for accessibility users. Then they need to approve. We need to get the accessibility clearance certificate so that you can launch your website. Suppose if you are not get the certificate and if you are launching it, they'll give they fine you a lot. Okay, so this application, right, before launch, they didn't give the approval for accessibility. Everything, all the advertisement and everything is done from client end. Okay, client is so smart. Client is, if they are investing $1, they are expecting $100 profit. Okay, just I'm keeping it 1 and 100. It's a million billion range they used to do. Now it's a huge loss for our company. So, you know, the senior leadership team, they have a lot of back to back. We are attending the meeting where it is missed, why, blah, blah thing. Then they raised 500 issues, accessibility issues. We solved it in 10 days and we get the clearance and we release the same date. Why I'm telling this story, my dear friends, it is very, very important. I read the article, said in 2020, after the 2020, America is going to sunset all the application which is not supporting accessibility. Okay, so with that, I like to give one pause. If you have any question, please ask me.
Participants, kindly post your questions in the chat box.
Salman, is the question for me?
No, sir. There are no questions.
No questions. No.
Okay. Anybody want to talk to me directly or discuss with me directly? Please raise your hand and add those things in the comments. So I'm more happy to discuss with you all. Yeah. Let me continue. That's a legal issue. And the second thing is, when loyalty and trust, right? People have some accessibility features. My site is not at all, don't have any accessibility complaints. Yes, people have the trust. People used to think this particular website is followed well standard, well secure, and performance one. So that loyalty it is bringing into it. So I like to share some of the statistics. Okay, so I took these things from internet. So, this is very interesting. Okay, 54% of adults living with disability go online, which means 54% of people, adults, are using online only. And unfortunately, 90% of websites are inaccessible. Just relate, okay, my previous slide. 90% of applications are inaccessible. In the entire world, 15% of people has the disability. America, they have more than 20% of people has disability. Now, these 15% plus these 20% people focusing only the remaining 10% of website. That's why they are earning a lot. They are earning more money through this accessibility. It's booming actually. Now the accessibility is everywhere. Okay, it's not only America, not only Canada, not only European countries. It is for everyone. Even India, they started. My dear friends, a lot of openings in accessibility. As a front-end developer, as an architect, I know we automate a lot of accessibility things. Okay, even though we need to do things. One is we can do the automation part in our coding, and another one is end user point of view. We need to use Selenium, we need to use a lot of tools. Okay, I'll show you later in the slides. So many other tools also we can use, and we can make sure our code is working for accessibility users as well. So that one is mobile screen reader. Now people, right, once upon a time, just 10 years back, it is website, right? People used to do desktop, people used to do all the transaction through desktop. Now everything comes under mobile. You know, guys, when we launch the particular website, we need to cover more than 10, 15 mobile devices. Because, and one more thing I like to share, analytics. Right, if you're in online, some people are monitoring you, every code. Okay, if you are entering in the home page, you are going to a search page and you are seeing some product and you are adding to the cart and you are leaving the site. Okay, this particular user, okay, this particular day he did this. Like that, every action user performing on our site, everything is captured, and the client team or the business team, they are reviewing it and they are adding where most of the people are checked, why these people are stop in the flow in add to cart, why they are not making into the payment. Okay, then they'll do the analyze, then they'll come to know, okay, we will reach to add to cart, then they are comparing with our competitor product, and the competitor product is rate is low, so they went there. So a lot of statistics behind behind the screen, people are doing it, companies are doing it, right? So now mobile user is okay, increasing day by day, and 92% of customers are using physically and digitally accessible. Okay, I'm not a disabled person. I used to do that normal this one also. Physical, I'll go to the store and I'll buy the product, or I'll go to the online and I'll buy. So 92% of people in the world, they are using both. Okay, they'll directly go to the stores and they'll buy online as well. So, and also the very important thing is 82% of customers, if your access need to spend more money on online, if websites were more accessible. Okay, if you have the trust on your website, they are anytime they'll come and buy things in your website, right? So with this statistics, let me move how people with disability using the application. It's interesting, right? So already, on normal scenario, I shown some of the images. Now in web application, how these people are using the content, right? So they have a lot of assistive technologies. Assistive technology is nothing but blind people devices, whatever special devices, right? They don't have keyboard like us. The partially blind people, they used to do our keyboard, but fully completely blind people, they use different keyboard or switches. As I said, Braille and repressible Braille, scanning softwares, speech recognition viewer, tapping through structural element. Structural element which comes under our coding part, and visual notification, right? So these are the way we can they can read the content. So I'll show you that type of disabilities. Okay, I'm giving it here very few type of disabilities. Visual, some people blind, low vision, color blind, hearing problems. Some people, they can't focus more on a particular thing, slow response time, or stuttering, or they have different problems. Sometimes if they are not keeping well, then that time they have some problems, or aged people may be different, so they can't focus more on that. So like that, different kind of problems people have. So how these people are working, right? Blind people, I'm taking example for blind people. So blind people, how they used to do, they have the audio description of a video. Okay, so if you go to any website, okay, you can play the audio will play. But if you noticed, transcript, one link will be there, transcript is nothing but it's a PDF file. If you click, you will read the video, whatever the video content is there, that content you can read it. Okay, you don't want to see that one, you can read the content. So how it happened? So what we need to do, we are taking the MP3 or whatever video format, we are taking it, and we need to create one more XML file. Every second in the XML file, we need to add the content. Okay, so the same content will come under CC, closed capturing part, it will display. Okay, so if you watch movies and all, the subtitle, right, that's way it is working. So you need video plus one XML file, and the XML file, everything you need to write it there. Okay, you need to combine and you need to push it. Transcript, the same video content in the PDF format. And deaf people, right, caption, that's what I said, CC. Okay, so they can see the subtitle. Okay, so these things, right, subtitle, transcript, video, everything we need to do. As a developer, you need to do it. Okay, so now the person is deaf and blind. What they can do, they can't hear anything, they can't read anything. So now they have the vessel devices, braille devices. It will give the dots. Okay, everything it will generate as a dots. Okay, they will touch that one and they'll feel it. Okay, this is what they can understand. Okay, so for this all, okay, physical disability or low vision, okay, you can space something, and then you'll get the response back. Okay, speech input and output. So everybody, this kind of, based on the disability, people have the different assistive devices. Okay, that devices will help. Those softwares will help them very friendly. But as a software developer, as a software engineer, you need to do it the right coding. You need to do the you need to follow the right standards. Automatically, assistive devices will take care other parts for these accessibility people. So this is a one example for accessibility user keyboard. The one, the hand, right? The person hand, what he is doing is it is a rally dots. Okay, he can touch that one, and they'll feel it, what it is. Okay, another one is the first device, right? It's badly device. Okay, all the content will comes under the dots. They'll touch everything. But this is the end user point of view. If you take the developer point of view, we need to do the same coding. Whatever you are learning or whatever you are doing, the same code we need to do it. This assistive technology is converted all the things to this rally thing. The second one lady, right? She is blind, but she kept the camera in her class, and it is telling in front of, okay, way is there, no, street is there, whatever she's seeing, right? Normally, how we are seeing, similarly, the video is seeing, and it is converting to her in the audio format. So, and the third one is blind, partial blind. Through our keyboard, they are accessing, and they are getting the speech, they are getting the audio. Through audio, they are hearing. 1 second, guys, sorry. So yeah, this is the way it is working. This is the way end user is using accessibility devices. So let me stop here. So do you have any question so far? Feel free to stop me and ask me questions. I'm more than happy to answer you.
I think they'll raise the questions at the end of the session.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, fine. So far I covered, I talk about accessibility users, blind people, how they are using, how their devices, okay, those things. Now I'm entering into the development part. So web accessibility standards, right? We need to follow the standards. So in international level, W3, anybody, can you tell me what is W3? What is the abbreviation for W3? W3C. Okay, so W3C is nothing but World Wide Web Consortium. They are defining the standards for a publication. So whatever markup, HTML markup, DOM tree you are generating, you need to follow W3C. This is an international committee they formed, and they are defining the standards across the world. So the next one is WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidance. These people, okay, Web Content Accessibility Guidance, they formed WAI, Web Accessibility Initiative Committee. This WCA Web Initiative Committee is reaching out to W3C, and they together, they're forming the standard for accessibility. So if you write the right HTML standards, if you follow the proper template standards, you can solve 60% of accessibility issues. The third one is ADA. ADA is nothing but American Disability Act Section 508. If you are not doing, your site is not supporting for accessibility, they will file the case against you under ADA Section 508. It's a legal, it's a law, right? So, so accessibility has 3 standards. It's a 3 level, right? Level 1, level 2, level 3. Like that, A, AA, and AAA. A is the basic level, AA is a mid, and AAA is accessibility specific applications. If they is to do minimum, your application should meet AA requirement. Minimum, your application, you need to follow AA standards. So let me tell you, single A means nothing but the color contrast issues. The content should read properly. Content should not miss. Those kind of things will come. Double A means you need to store the same A plus additional. You need to tell whether the accordion is expanded or collapsed, whether this particular radio button is active or disabled, whether selected or not selected. So those kind of things you need to tell. You need to give that one. Triple A is nothing but it's everything together. It's the application is mainly based on accessible user first approach. When you design the architecture, you need to follow a quick accessibility user first approach, which means first you need to think about the accessibility users, then rest others, right? That's the way we need to define the architecture. So these are the standards we need to follow in accessibility. So W3C is very, very important. I like to, to the students, I like to tell you guys, please, if you are writing any HTML or any markup, any template you are creating it, please follow W3C. Once you create your template, please validate with W3C validator. It will clearly tell us how your code should be, right? So the next one is, yeah, these are the standards are there. So how I can implement these to my application, right? So what are the technology I need to learn? What are the things I want to learn? It's very simple. HTML, right? So HTML is everywhere. Whether you are going to back and front and anywhere, please learn HTML. It may look easy. It is not. It's not that easy. You want to know a lot more in HTML. So HTML is helped a lot for accessibility users. HTML always should follow W3C standards. You can create, because the accessibility user, right, they are going to read through browser or media player or any other devices, right? So mostly the client side, you are painting it, you are passing all your code and content, everything, and painting it into the browser, right? So most of them accessibility users, they are not reading the screen what we are seeing, but they are reading the DOM elements. So which order? That's why I said, right, you need to write the right structural element, because based on the structure, so they'll read it. So next one is JavaScript. JavaScript is very, very booming language nowadays, because we used to tell, right, our code is, we are not writing any rocket science code and all. Do you know last month space they used JavaScript? Okay, JavaScript and Python is the latest technology, booming technology. So please learn, not learn, understand, right? One more thing, guys, no, don't learn anything, understand it, how it is working, how it is functioning, how the compilation is happening, how the memory management is happening, how secure it is, why it is throwing this particular issue, why, how the memory management is happen. So like that, you need to, understand the technologies. No, don't learn anything, don't imitate anything, understand it. Understanding is very important. Now JavaScript may differ, right? Because JavaScript, why we introduced it for accessibility, because I need to handle all the event listeners, all the interactivity what user is doing on the browser or on the devices. We need to give the interface, right? So experience, we need to give the good experience to the accessibility user. So JavaScript is helping all the user interactions. It's capturing even listening and what you're doing, what you're clicking or tracking, whatever it is, right? It is observing and it is responding to the accessibility users, and it painting the right set of element to the browser, right? So key points, right? How I know if I'm implementing some application, what are the points I need to take care to make sure the application is accessible for screen reader users or blind people. Nowadays, whatever, as Sir said, right, now Sir clearly said, right, Amazon did, Google did, everyone, right now, I'm sure, right, it's a booming technology. Within 2 years, right, they are going to sunset all the application which is not supporting accessibility. Especially USA, they started already. Because of the COVID-19, they may delay. That's what I'm guessing. But they are very strict, because they are thinking if your site is not accessible, then they are thinking we are cheating them. It's a criminal act, right? So any open source plugin or widget or framework or anything, they follow the accessibility standards. So whenever you are using any plugin or widget, you need to think whether is it accessible complaints, is it working fine, those things. So you can pick it up whenever you are selecting any open source softwares or open source plugin or widget, anything. You need to check first whether this is accessibility certified or not. So that will reduce your effort. And structure and organize with headers, right? So I'll walk you through the demo, okay, what it is exactly. But structure and organize with the headers means it's okay. Let me tell you like this. Okay, if you see the if you read the newspaper, how you used to read, you won't read from the title to bottom, right? You'll see the main headings. Okay, what this headings? Okay, like that. You'll just uh, see the heading. Okay, if you are liked it, then you'll read further, right? Similar fashion, when the accessibility issue comes to your application, they in their tool they will check only the headings. Heading is nothing but H1 to H6, right? You know the HTML element, right? H1 to H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, like that. The standard is every application you should use only one H1 allowed. If you if you add more than one H1, it's an issue. It's an accessibility issue. It will fail. And the next one is H2, then H3, H4. You need to follow the hierarchy. If you break the hierarchy, then accessibility will fail, right? So you need to maintain the correct structure, header structure you need to follow. And another one is alt tag, right? If you are using, I'm using image. Okay, the image element, you have the alt attribute. Okay, alt, alternative text attribute. So you need to give the proper text. For example, in the particular image, you have some text. Okay, because through Photoshop you designed, you added some text. But just to include the image, yeah, it will work fine in the browser. Normal user, okay, they'll read it from the image. But accessibility user, they can't read it from the image. Then what we need to do? You need to write whatever the content is there on top of the image. You need to write it, or you need to put it inside the alt tag. So now here two things, right? One is descriptive image, another one is animation image, or just for design, right? Then what I can do, if the image is descriptive image, which means it is passing some message to the normal users, then you need to add those content to the alt text. But it is an animation image, you need to put alt is empty. Then it clearly, the assistive devices will read, this is decorative image. It is not a descriptive image, it is a decorative image. Then blind people, they'll skip that one, right? Then use descriptive title for links. If you are using anchor tag, you need to use clear title. Okay, now interesting. If you go to any website, right, they'll give some short description, then read more, or click here to go further, or watch me later. Some generic link, right? Everywhere it will be there. But if you give click here, okay, if you add click here, if 10 products are there, 10 times it will read click here, click here, click here. That's it. Accessibility users, the blind people get confused, right? So those kind of scenarios, you need to give more description. So now the problem is, if I add iPhone, click here to know more about iPhone, if I put it like this, but my visual design is only learn more. But if I add more content for normal user, it will get disturbed, right? Because in visual design, something is there and you are generating something. Then how are you going to handle this problem? Because these contents are only for accessibility users. It is not normal users. That's where the challenge came. But how to do that? Let me tell you what we used to do, right? We used to create one CSS class for globally for the application. We name it as a screen reader or SR only, or whatever it is, right? We'll name it as some global term. Then what it will do, through CSS, we will set the viewport, right? If I'm seeing my viewport is the 1024, right? We can see that one. But I'll keep it outside of my viewport through CSS. The content is available, but normal user will read the site in the viewport, but this content is outside of the viewport, so you can't see that one, right? That's why we are handling it. But in DOM, if you see, it will be there, right? So that's where we need to give link. You need to give more generic link. I click here to know more about iPhone, click here to know more about Samsung, like that you need to give. Okay, you should not give learn more for accessibility issues, because it will get confused. Use colors carefully, right? Some people, they have color contrast, not only disability people, normal people also, right? If you are setting background color is white and foreground is a little white, little dark white or something, you can't read it, right? The color combination is very important. The background is red and if you use foreground black, it will good. But background is red and foreground is maroon, it is not readable, right? So it is a challenge, readability issues, the shadows, so many things, right? So we need to follow, okay, as per the accessibility standards, they define the rule 4:5 ratio you need to follow. So accessibility, the legal team, they'll check all the images, all the creatives, whatever you are adding to your application, is it meet the color contrast ratio? Okay, if it your design is not meet the color contrast ratio, then they'll fail it. Again, you need to redesign everything, right? So again, that much carefully they used to check. Then design form for accessibility, sir. If you are creating a forms, you should read, right? First name, last name, you need to give the placeholder. Okay, in the desktop, right? If you go to the text box, if you go to the focus, it should read, please enter the name, please enter the email ID, it should read. You need to set the right label, right? So then if you are using table, you need to give the table format, right table format. It should read a heading level, this is a heading, table heading, serial number, table heading, username, like that. Now table row 1, these are the data. So like that, you should read more descriptive table format. And very important, another one is ensure you can access your application through keyboard. So we should not use mouse, but you need to travel across your application. So I like to ask one question. What is interactive element and what is non-interactive element in HTML? Anybody? What is interactive element and what is non-interactive element? It's a self-descriptive question. What is interactive element? What is non-interactive element?
Kindly post the answers in the chat box.
Yeah, somebody raise a hand. Can you please unmute them?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening,
Sir,
sir.
interactive element which demands some input from the user, sir.
Okay.
A non-interactive doesn't demand.
Okay. That's right. Interactive. This. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Let me come back to the next question. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the your answer. Yeah. Interactive element used to interact with the user, right? It is getting the input or it is do some action, right? Call to action something, right? But now the challenge is, right? Interactive element is nothing but input box, text box, radio button, check box, whatever it is, right? All the links, everything. But are you following the same in your real-time application? No. Because all the designs, right? We are living in the competitive world. Our design is very important. We can't use the existing button element. We need to design it differently, right? those times we may use p tag or div tag or span, whatever it is, right? These are all static element. Static element is nothing but non-interactive element. Static, it is nothing but just they'll post the data. That's it, right? They are not going to do any interaction with the user. It will tell the message. This is the title. That's it. No interaction. But if you click learn more, it's an interactive element. It's an anchor tag. If you click, it will take you to the further. Right? So now the real challenge is you need to convert non-interactive element to interactive element. Okay, div. Okay, I'm just giving one div and I'm designing like a button. Then I am the responsible for all the interactivity features like event listeners, tab focusing, everything, right? So that's what they're telling. So if you add, that's where this question comes to the picture, right? When you convert non-interactive element to interactive element, because interactive element by default W3C will take care, because focus on everything, whatever accessibility need, they'll take care. But if you are customizing some interactive, non-interactive element to the interactive element, that time you need to take care all the interactivity and things like that, so that it won't skip. So if again, it should be proper order, right? If I click the tab order, okay, if I click the next tab, it will go to the next interactive element. You should not skip anything, right? So that order also you need to follow. So now let me ask one more question. So what is the difference between tab index 1, tab index -1, tab index 0? Okay, so let me answer. Tab index -1 will skip the interactivity. If through keyboard, if you give some interactive element, if I have a learn more link and the tab index -1, if I set, if I press the tab, it will skip that one. 0, in the same order, focus will go. If you give 1 or any positive numbers, it will skip that one, right? If you give 1, it will go 1. If you give 10, it will go first to 10, then it will come to 1. So it will give the priority to that, right? So we need to be very careful while converting the non-interactive element to the interactive element. You need to handle all those things manually and turn dynamic content into the accessible content. Yes, accessibility content, we are reading it, all the DOM elements in the browser. Yes, everything is fine, but randomly some dynamic content will come. I'm clicking enter your phone number. Okay, the particular text box, I'm typing some text. Immediately, dynamically, error message will pop up. Error message might be in top of text box. Some people, they keep it the generic error message on the top of the page. So how accessibility user is going to read that one, right? So that those and a lot of area attributes, right? Role alert, area live, so many things, so many attributes are there. We need to set that one so that any dynamic content updated in your application, it will read. Okay, skip contents. Why I need to skip contents? Because as a normal user, if you are going to header and footer and all across the site, the same header, same footer, right? Normal user, we know, we'll skip it. We won't see that one at all. But for accessibility users, they don't know. So any duplicate content, any repeated content, we need to give the option to the accessibility users. Boss, do you want to skip this content? You need to give the link. Yes, I want to skip the content. If they click it, you need to take them to the main page, right? Main content, or you need to skip that particular header, or you need to skip the same repeated content, right? Those things we need to take care. Already I talk about video transcript. So right, so transcript is nothing but the PDF file, okay, which has all the content, whatever you are seeing in the video. And area properties, yes, this is where you need to learn. If you are really interested to become an accessibility expert, you need to learn area properties. Like I'll show that area properties in the demo. Okay, so yeah, let me take you to the demo. Okay, 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So this is the one site, right? I talk about it, right? 15 days before they block this site. Yeah, this is site, howinamerica.com. It's a multi-language site. Okay, so we, I was the architect for this particular site. So we, I support English, German, Spanish, Dutch, all the languages, right? So they blocked this site. Okay, I'm just walking through this particular website, how we implemented accessibility thing. So as I said, right, whether actually this site is built on React.js and Node.js. Okay, all the React.js and Node.js features are getting involved. Okay, and so how? Okay, I'll talk about only accessibility. But I'm moving to the React. Sorry. So yeah. So all this, right? They are getting parsed and compiled, and they are painting into browser. They are entering in the browser, right? So at the end, for me, it's an HTML, right? All these codes are in my code. It is a React code, but when it comes to browser, all are HTML code. Okay, this is my application. For example, the first line, right? HTML lang ENUS. Okay, is it mandatory? Why we need UNES? It should read. It's English, US English. It will read. For example, if I'm writing this one, right? Okay, I have some code. Okay, some paragraph. Okay, plan. And then I have where we go, right? Where we go, I'm just keeping it in Tamil, some word in Tamil. All right, some French or some other language, right? I need to define that language code here. For example, plan is English and where we go is French. Then I need to set lang equal to f that particular element, so that when it will come to that particular term, it will read that one, and in French language, it should read that one. Okay, that is also for accessibility purpose. Uh, let me search some area attribute. Okay. See, as I said, right, JavaScript is playing very important role. We are dynamically setting, based on the user interactivity, we are dynamically setting area label. Area label is nothing but it will read that particular label, right? Tab navigation bar, it will read that one, but you won't see that tab navigation bar in the browser at all. You can't see it. It's only for accessibility users. Like that, primary navigation bar. What else is there? So yeah, whether this particular element is selected or not, yeah, whether they expand or not, everything we can do it, right? So this is a way, all the area attributes. If you want to explore more about accessibility in the development point of view, you need to learn all the area attributes. Go and Google it, area attributes, you can learn. It's very easy, right? You don't want to think more, right? You need to think about that blind people point of view, and you can add it. Okay, so let me walk you through some of the softwares. Okay, this particular application. In my machine, I installed NVDA, okay, non-visual text of access, right? NVDA software for accessibility users. Okay, so I think you guys can't hear the audio voice. Okay, I can hear the audio voice, but I enabled for a speech viewer also. Okay, so this is a speech viewer. Whatever I'm seeing, you can read it here. It will read. Okay, I'm seeing both audio as well as I'm seeing this one. Okay. See, I'm seeing, right, whatever happening in my screen, right? Now it is reading or whatever alert is going. Okay. So classmates is closed, that submenu, that one. So I said, right, dynamic movements. Okay, it is capturing all the dynamic movement also. Even though I'm in that application, but it is capturing, okay, who are all joining, who are all left the meeting, everything is just capturing it. Like that, these softwares and all it is doing. Okay. So yeah, so let me go back to the. One second, stop that. So these kind of softwares, accessibility users, they used to install in their machines. they'll access only these softwares and they'll read all our accessibility contents. Okay, this is what accessibility is working. 1 second. Okay, so this is what all about accessibility and digital accessibility. So I like to touch upon the open needs in IT companies, right? So now lockdown is going on, how IT companies are really doing, so many questions are right. So how accessibility trend is going and how the overall IT company is going. That's what I'm going to talk about this one. So before that, I like to tell one small story, right? So what is the expectation from the students? I thought of talking this in this particular forum because I hope most of 90% of people are faculties and students. So that may help people who are all interested to join IT company, right? I like to tell a small story on this one. I hope many people knows about this picture, right? This is Northwest Series, England versus India match. India won the final. Okay, that time Ganguly was the captain. He removed his T-shirt and he did a lot of excitement moments. For that, he got 50% fine also. Okay, that's different story. These are the things we know, right? To our company, Mr. Rahul Dravid came. Okay, he came to our company and he gave the speech. He shared the same window. Okay, whatever we are saying, the same thing. So I took it from there only. So he told, okay, many things you guys don't know about this particular incident. Why I'm telling these stories, my dear friends, I'm going to relate what is the expectation from IT side, right? So 2 days before the final match, Saurav Ganguly reached out to Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid, you are going to do the wicket keeping in final. Rahul Dravid never did wicket keeping after joining Indian team. He was a wicketkeeper for Karnataka state team. Now that's a ask. Captain asked, you are going to do the wicket keeping. Okay, Ganguly strongly believe Rahul Dravid can do it. 2 days completely Rahul Dravid practiced and he did the wicket keeping. Why they have that strategy? Because we need to bring one more additional batsman to the team. So that's why they asked Rahul Dravid to do the wicket keeping. The one more batsman is Mohammad Haif. In that particular match, Rahul Dravid scored only 5 runs and got out. But the additional batsman, Mohammad Haif, scored 87 and India won the match. So the same attitude, the same mindset we are looking for. We are looking for learning mindset. We need right attitude people. If I'm asking you to do, let me ask myself. Okay, I'm the architect. Okay, somebody is telling the senior leadership team coming and telling, Michael, tomorrow you want to do this particular application in this particular language? Yes, I can't say, sir, I have 13 years experience. I worked only this domain. No, nothing. Irrespective of any domain, anything. I need to try the team. I need to educate the team, and I need to deliver that one. Everybody knows it. Yes, our team don't have the knowledge on particular domain, but it's client ask. So you need to do it quickly. You need to learn and come up that one. So that is very, very important because last year around 250 interviews I took, only 10 to 15 people got selected. Why? Last year, our target was 600 people went to hire for our team. We failed. We not even crossed 200. Still 400, 500 open needs are there in my company alone. So a lot of open needs are there in IT company. A lot of people coming out of the college, but they are not, these people, the freshers, they are not able to reach there. Companies are not able to fill the gap, right? So the team members are the great asset for company, right? They used to get the project based on the team count, head count. But where the missing people are, I used to interact most of the states of people, especially all, people have less confidence. People are, the attitude is very, very important. I should not say this, but still I'm saying we are not worried about marks. We are not seeing the marks at all, to be honest. But what kind of person you are, what kind of problem you are solving. I like to share one more interesting thing, right? College project is very, very important, my dear friends. Okay, so I think yesterday's session also the speaker was said, right? You should not use any, don't try any project end with the system, right? Yes, definitely. When I was taking one interview, right, the candidate he told, sir, I did one great application in my college project. Yes, interesting. Tell me what? Yeah, my application will detect if the person is drunk or not. Drunken people can't drive the car. Okay, fine. How you detect? I'll detect it. Okay, when it won't start, right, sir? Okay, I'm not drinking. I started my car. After that, while driving, I'm drinking. What your application will do? Sorry, sir, we are not covered that one. Then you are showcasing something. You are building something. You are copy pasted something, and you are showcasing. You are not really solving the problem. If you are, especially for college students, I like to tell you guys, please solve real-time problem. That will give you the more experience, right? When you go to the interview, you can tell this is my project, this is the existing problem I'm seeing some government organization or wherever it is. We solved it, right? Solve the problem. So with this small thoughts, I like to move this one. Accessibility software. I just explained you NVIDIA software. Okay, it's an open source software. Another, next one is Charles. Charles is paid version, right? Paid version you need to pay to use. Even for developers also, we need to pay. In companies, they need to pay. They need to get the license so that they can use it. But you can try this one. Okay, NVIDIA. Note it down, and you can try NVIDIA software. Install it on your machine, and you can run any application. It will read it. Right? It's easy to learn. That's what I'm telling. It will give a lot of additional confidence and additional help in your interviews. So as similar to NVDA, but it's a paid version, and it will it will have more features on it. Okay, companies like us, we are using CHARS also, and so many plugins, add-ons, tools, uh, browser add-ons. So many things are coming. Like Axe. Axe is delivered by TQ University, and voiceover for Mac machines, and Wave for evaluation the screen, how many issues are there, something. And welcome to this one, AmpScan. AmpScan is again another tool. It's a paid version. You need to pay and you need to use. They have complete dashboard for accessibility. So these are the tools we normally use in our IT industry. So if you get the time, just go through it. It's really interesting. So two slides. So next two slides for students. Okay. So so what area you are looking for in IT industry? What do you want to be? Do you want to create beautiful user interfaces? Then please focus AngularJS, React.js, HTML, Node.js, things like that. You want to focus more on the app side, you can go for React Native and iOS, things like that. You want to be a tester, you want to be a quality engineer, you need to go for automation testing. It looks like Selenium or all the automation testings, you can go for it. Data storage or retrieval, focus more on DB admin and cloud. Now cloud is taking like anything. So all the projects are now in cloud, right? So you need to learn a lot about cloud technologies and network. You need to go through a lot about security things and firewalls, how the hacking things are happening. Those areas you need to be there. And why not accessibility? You need to learn accessibility style guide and tools like NVDA. You need to know all the area properties, right? These are the things. Okay, which is your area? Focus more on that. So a lot of openings are there on these technologies. Okay, so and what we are expecting from the personal things, we are expecting leaders. Even you are joining as a fresher to the company, we are looking for the leaders. We need leadership mindset, right? So how do you become a good leader? You need to first figure out the passion. What is your passion? Am I really interested in the network side, or am I really interested in the creative side? What is your passion, right? You should not impress others. You get the feel, right? I'm fit for this. No. If you don't like the C, doesn't mean you can't survive this life. You can go for another language, right? But you need that passion. That passion will drive you. The second one is mentor is very, very important, right? You need to get the right guidance from the people. So for that, you need to find out the right person, right? Right experience. If you, the person also fresher, you are getting input from your friends, definitely it's wrong. You need to get the experienced people. It's if I want to get the experience, I have 13 years experience. If I'm getting the experience ideas from mentors from the same level, it's wrong. I need to take it the experience from VP and above, director and above. I need to get, so those people I have more than 20 years of experience. They'll help me and they had me. Okay. So, and one more thing, have the plan. Next 10 years, I'm going to do this. Next 5 years, my target is this. Next, 15 years, I'm going to be like this. So you can plan and execute. Come out from your comfort zone. That's the biggest problem. And don't worry about anything, right? Communication is not at all a problem. We are not at all seeing the communication, right? What kind of person you are, what kind of problem you are thinking, how your architectural thinking is there, how your design thinking is there, how you are approaching the problem. That's what we need. We are checking in interviews only these things. I don't care whether you are getting like 90 out of 100 or 60 out of 100, doesn't matter. But what kind of problem you are solving and what kind of attitude you are showing. So don't compare anyone, right? When people join the company, right? Initially, some people got 5,000, some people got 15,000. People used to compare and things like that. Learn the technology, understand it. You will get paid for it. Okay. Even accessibility, also 4 years experience. People getting 17 in my company. I should not share this. This is a credential thing, but still I'm telling a lot of people getting more money. Okay, because we are expecting subject matter expertise. Okay, if you learn accessibility thoroughly, you are subject matter expertise in accessibility. That will really help you. So regularly focus on your strength. As I said on my first slide, your strength is your talent and investment. Thank you so much for your wonderful time, my dear friends.
Thank you, sir. Here we have some questions. Shall I shoot off now?
Yeah, 1 minute, man. Let me take some. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
The first question is from Dr. J.R. What are the latest technology that could be included in the curriculum so that we can produce more industry-ready students?
Super. So very nice question, right? So what are the things we need to do it, right? I think the same. I'm going to repeat what yesterday the speaker repeated, right? Whatever technology you put it, it is they'll pick. Okay, for example, I don't know accessibility. If I'm putting accessibility in my resume, they'll pick accessibility. But all the latest languages, right? Currently, if you talk about Python, is leading like anything. React.js is leading like anything. Data, all about data. So these are all the technologies. They will help you to shortlist your resume. Okay, they don't solve the problem. Okay, React.js, AngularJS, Node.js, AmberJS, so many JS came. But in my interview, I only focus on JavaScript. What is JavaScript closer? How JavaScript is maintaining the management thing. Why we are calling JavaScript as interpreter language. What is promise? What is callback? What is async and wait? So these are the basic fundamentals we are expecting, right? People, right? It's a fancy, right? That's what one of the speaker, right? I attended a few conferences. One of the speakers said, if you are running behind the latest technology, it is infatuation. You need to understand the standards. You need to understand the fundamentals. So still I'm looking for my algorithm book. I missed my college days. I didn't understand it. Just like some point of view, I learned one yellow color book. Last 3 years I was searching. I didn't get it. Right? So because the fundamental is very important. Yes, latest technology is very important because without latest technology, your resume won't get selected. You can add it. Okay, if you have the small idea on that or do small POC on particular language, whatever it is, whatever the JD job description is looking for, you can learn it and put it there. But you strong in your fundamental. If you take front end, JavaScript is a fundamental. Take programming language C, C++ is enough, sir. So you need to be very strong in fundamentals and you need to aware, okay, what's going on. So currently React by Python, cloud. Okay, cloud is taking lead like anything. So these are the areas really booming and people are predicting, the experts are predicting cloud will going to be taken or in the rest. Yeah. I hope it solved your question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So the next question is again from Dr. J.R. Nowadays, they say about Bootstrap for designing. Is it more important for such visually challenged people accessible sites?
Can you come again, madam? I lost that one. Which designing?
Bootstrap for designing.
Bootstrap, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's what, right? Bootstrap, everything. If you use the latest, that's what I said, right, in the slide also. If you are using any open source or any free plugins, you check whether the particular application, the plugin is support for accessibility or not. Who is releasing all these plugins? People like you and me. India is the topmost country in the world. Currently, India is the topmost country. The open to the open source contributor. We are contributing a lot to the open source, right? If I'm contributing, if I'm creating one plugin and I'm delivering to the people of the world, it's I may cover the accessibility, I may not. All right, you need to check that exactly what it's doing. What are the features are added into the one, because some plugins they are already covered inbuilt, and some people they are not covering it, because nowadays open source things are a lot of open source things are coming. So as you need to check, right? If you go to the npm repository and all downloads, okay, we used to check, okay, if in our project if you want to install any plugins or anything, what we used to do, we'll go and check downloads. This particular week these many crore people download that particular plugin, and then that's good. But this particular week only 1,000 people downloaded this particular plugin, that plugin is not good, right? So that's where we need to identify, that's where we need to check before installing it, right? Plugins and all you can install and uninstall, but when you're selecting the framework we need to be very careful. Yeah.
Okay, sir. The next question is from S. Sevaram Lingam. Most people prefer Python. Is there any specific software for accessibility?
Python, right? It is a lot of machine related thing, right? So we online we are controlling the Python through sensors. We can do a lot. So because of that, people are doing, because now virtual result, AR, VR, virtual result, everything is there. So that's why people are focusing more on that. But nowadays, all as Dr. Nathan sir said, right? Nowadays, Google, Amazon, Flipkart, any you can go for any retail, e-commerce, anything. They are handling accessibility because it's illegal now. Okay, so yeah, whatever framework or whatever technology is coming newly, they are inbuilt. They have more option for accessibility. They are taking care. They are taking very seriously as accessibility also one of the feature for it.
Thank you. The next question is from Professor L. Sujata. Mention some example websites which support accessibility.
Great, right. Nathan sir solved a lot of my problems, right? Amazon, Google, Target.com. Okay, it's my previous company site, Target.com. They're all retailers, right? Most of the retail company, okay, they need to, especially all the retailers from US based. Definitely, they need to follow accessibility standards. So you check any companies or any business running in Canada, European countries, USA. Definitely, they need to meet these accessibility requirement, because it's a legal issue. It is their rights. You can check Amazon, Target.com, Google product and all, it's supporting this one. Accessibility, and a lot of Chrome browser. If you go and see the Chrome browser add-on for accessibility, so many accessibility add-ons they released, Google released.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question is from Mrs. Paun Muriamal. Is blind people appointed in software companies?
Definitely, right? They built separate accessibility team. Okay, thanks for reminding. Actually, I forgot that point. People, if you think some blind people or people in disability, please help them, right? It's easy to get the job for them, right? So we have, in my previous company Target, we cover most of the accessibility things, but my previous company only blind people, right? 20-25 people, blind people, they used to take care of all the accessibility. They won't turn on your window screen. They'll read it, and that's a great feeling. I used to interact more with those people. That's great pleasure to work with them. Okay, yes, any people, disabled people, please let me know. I can help them out, and we can teach them in the accessibility part, and we'll try it in the IT side. Yes, definitely, IT is very give a very seriously taking care of disabled people, and normal people also working on the accessibility. So many friends are working, still working in accessibility. They are accessibility developers. Yeah.
Okay, sir. The next question is from Perachi Selvan. How do you say your website is more securable and trustworthy, and how you made it, sir?
And that's great question, right? How website is secure? Who said website is secure? It is not secure. In your phone, do you think your phone is secure? Not secure, because everybody knows it, right? Hacking. If you are logging in online, first forget you are not in your private room. It's a public. Everybody can see. That's what I said. Analytics, everything is doing. Hackers, they can do it, but as an architect, as a technologist, we need to protect from them, right? I should not allow. I need to maintain all the secret thing. I need to ask a lot of questions. I need to encode, decode the problem. I need to follow the algorithm. And cloud. We move to cloud. Cloud is mainly for security reason. Cloud, they have more security layer. They are protecting our server. They are helping us in the security side, and infrastructure also we don't want to build more, right? So cloud is why cloud is booming. Yeah, they are giving more security, right? So you are giving me 1 lakh, and I can deliver the particular website, but I can say my website is not secure, then nobody will buy that one, right? So we are giving that one. We use a lot of security algorithms. We use a lot of security testings, and we are measuring everything, hacking, how they are hacking, everything we are doing it. But still, we can't say 100% we are secure. We are reaching, like I can say 70 to 75% we can reach. We can say our site is secure, but still, hackers are so talented. They are doing it actually. Even 2-3 years back, my previous company, they hacked one 17 years old boy hacked our website. Okay, target lost some around 200 billion or something, some amount, right? That's happening, but still, we learn from those mistakes, and still we are making all the security things. Yeah, that's very important. If you who are all going for interviews and all, right, security and performance is it is not an additional thing. It's a mandatory thing. Go through those kind of questions also. Definitely a lot of questions will come from those areas.
Thank you. The next question is again from Perachi Selvan. What are the challenges that may arise to train your web page to a differently abled person?
See, no challenge, right? That's what, right? I really happy to talk in this one, because this particular session, because what motivates me is faculties. Faculties are doing the service. Okay, today I'm talking about accessibility and so many things. My professors are there in this meeting. They mold me like this. I always proud. I'm the product of St. Xavier's. All right. So like that, it's a service. It's a mindset, right? Your faculties are doing the service. Similarly, as a developer, you need to think in that service mind. I'm helping. Okay, I'm adding something to this particular website. The blind people easily understand that passion, that love, the humanity will be there. Then you won't feel any difficulties. That's what I'm thinking. It's just for my opinion.
Thank you. And another question is from Dr. Charlotte Rosemary Vijaya. In the present scenario, that is in case of Corona, is there any scope that is accessibility for the students in IT field?
Come again, madam. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, so in COVID-19 scenario.
In the scenario, is there any scope that is accessibility for the students in IT field?
Yes. Okay, accessibility is everywhere. Accessibility is booming, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a legal issue, right? Because today COVID-19, I can't do anything, right? I need to follow the rules, law. I need to obey the law, right? It is not in India, because that's why most of the people, it's completely new for you guys. But the country like America, Canada, European countries and all, it's completely in a legal issue. So you need, if you are delivering something in online, you need to be right. Accessibility is booming. I know a lot of friends, they are getting very good package, and they are only working on accessibility. And one more thing I'm telling you, lockdown, right? We are working from home. I'm leading my team from my home. Okay, morning, I have the call today before the meeting, just USA night for us around 1:30 only our live release went, right? We are doing it from home. We are handling it. And also, my current application is a very secure application. It's a ODC, right? In our office also, nobody can enter. They won't allow smartphones inside our desk. But today we are doing work from home. How we are doing? I have two machines now. One machine is in office, one machine with me. I need to connect through VPN. I need to connect my office machine. I need to work. That's what we are doing, the security things. And yes, a lot of openings are there still. Okay, accessibility you can't, right? It's a basic needs.
Ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Michael?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Lot of positive feedbacks. One ma'am said the excellent presentation relevant to the topic and content is well contained. And also one more person, excellent and valuable session. Presentation is very impressive and vivid. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. And now I request Mr. Shahul. Now I invite Mr. Shahul, who is attending in the webinar from Toronto Technologies, Bangalore.
Hi all. I'm audible?
Yeah, yes, Shahul.
Yeah. So very good morning. Sorry, very good evening to one and all. I'm really glad that I'm part of this webinar, and brother Michael. So your presentation was really, very informative, and the way you presented that is very, it was an excellent delivery. And I'm sure the people who attend this seminar or webinar, or for them this A11Y, that the keyword that you have coined is really, I'm sure it will be new for them, though we have heard the word accessibility and all. It is really informative. So I'm glad that you touched upon a lot of points when it comes to UI accessibility and usability. So we are a company based out of Sweden, and in Europe in general, people are actually very keen about the UI and how it is accessibility and stuff. So from that point of also, it is really very good and an excellent speech, I would say. And I'm sure a lot of people got benefited from the speech that you mentioned about the tools that helps to build a better accessibility compliant websites. So I'm really glad, and I'm so proud that people who are actually being a resource person for the series of these webinars, or most of them are from St. Xavier's. I'm really glad. So that speaks the kind of
We always tell, right? We are a product of St. Xavier's, right? We are
I love it. Yeah, I'm really proud, and I can see, like, with my my batchmates and my seniors and my juniors when I studied, I can see them where they are right now, and they are really doing excellent job in their own field. And you rightly touched upon and it is very important point that many people got demotivated when they are not good at the programming skills, like if they are not good at Java or Python or any other programming language, they may get vexed. No, there are a lot of other sides of IT, not just development. So you can go on to the UI front, where it is that's the face of a product. So I still remember one of my salesperson in our company, in the sales business development guys, used to say, what really matters to the customers is the UI, because the functionality in the background, in the backend, be it Java or Python or C Sharp, that's going to solve the purpose anyways. What's going to what's going to add value to the customer is the front end, the UI. So, and really thanks for bringing up this topic. And I heard that there are a few people who actually asked about the questions about the the training. And with this lockdown, I think we are all some way, we are all close with the help of internet. So like people connected to this webinar from different part of this globe. I'm really glad, and I'm sure this trainings specifically for the students community can be organized online, whether it is COVID or post COVID. I'm sure that can be done within our college, with where any resource person on any topic that can be organized. And I'm really glad you talked about the be a mentor. You have to have a mentor, and you have to do you have to be good at problem solving, and then you have a right attitude. All that, all really really important for the student community. And uh, uh, so with that, I think you did a fantastic job today. And again, to the St. Xavier's, I'm really thankful. I'm really glad that St. Xavier's is organizing, especially this department of MC are organizing this series of seminar where it's going to get benefited by lot of students community, teachers community, and the people who are all in the IT industry as well. And I'm glad that St. Xavier is part of that. I'm sure St. Xavier is going to organize a lot more yeah, such webinars even after the post COVID. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Mr.
Thank you so
Shahul.
much for your
You
kind
are our
words.
backbone of our department, like Shahul and Michael. Usually, we are conducting a lot of placement drives using our alumnus like you and Michael, etc. Some people. Thank you, Shahul. Thank you. Now I hand over the session to our moderator.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude means to recognize the good in what happened. It's time to show that. My first and foremost thanks to God Almighty for blessing us with all sort of wellness. My sincere thanks to our Rector, Reverend Dr. V. Henry Jerome SG, our Secretary, Reverend Dr. Alphonse Manikem SG, our Principal, Reverend Dr. S. Marinas SG, for stimulating us to do more. I also thank our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Lodusamy, for his support. It's time to thank our resource person of this webinar, Mr. Michael Pakaraj, for taking out his priceless time and share his knowledge with us. The domain where he took us is really new to most of us, and it was really inspiring too. On behalf of our college management and department, I wholeheartedly spell out my gratefulness for making this time worthy. Thank you, sir. A very special thanks to Mr. Shahul, whose presence and words of appreciation makes us merry. Really, we felt elated when you and Mr. Michael expressed your gratitude to our department and college. Thank you, Mr. Shahul. And my sincere thanks to Mr. Shankar, Mr. Sahayam, and Mr. Nelson for providing technical support at the back end. But not the least, all the participants from various colleges. Without your participation, this would not be that much success. Thank you all. Over to our HOD, Dr. S. Chidapatan.
Mr. Winston? Winston?
Sir.
Yeah, upload the feedback link. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attention, dear participants. Tomorrow's webinar is about data visualization using Tableau by Mr. Radhakrishnan from TCS Chennai. It will be conducted in the same timings, that is 4 to 5 p.m. Looking ahead for your active participation again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Participants, the feedback link is available in the chat box. Kindly fill them immediately and submit. It will be enabled only for a few minutes. After submitting the feedback form, kindly press the Leave Meeting button and you may move out from the webinar room.
Dear participants, you will be given certificates for the individual webinars you attend. And if you have attended all the programs of this series, you will be given an additional FTP certificates. All the certificates will reach you on 29th June 2020. Dear participants, once again I repeated, all the individual webinar certificates and overall FTP certificate will be issued to you on 29th June 2020. Once again, I repeated, dear participants, all the individual webinar certificates and overall FTP certificate will be issued to you on 29th June 2020.
After submitting the feedback form, kindly press the Leave Meeting button and leave the webinar room. The feedback link will be available only for a few more minutes. Kindly make it preferred. Even now, some of the participants have not submitted your feedback form. Kindly make